other limiting factor is water. So most RVs will have a freshwater tank, a gray tank, and a black tank. And those are your limiting factors when you're parked out in the middle of nowhere with no connection.
Very much so. Yeah.
Right.
Those are the very big limiting factors.
I think the first time we learned how long we could boondock without having to empty tanks was that in on the beach in Creole, Louisiana, I think. Because I was really looking forward. We were moving really fast, and I was looking forward to parking on the sand, on the beach, and not moving for 2 weeks. And we actually had to go empty our tanks after 10 days. And we're very conservative with it. They had a vault toilet there and everything, so we used that as best as we could. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, we have very small tanks.
Yeah.
So we have, 35 gallons of water, fresh water?
Yeah, we have 35 gallons of fresh water, and then our black and gray tanks, I think, are 35 or 40 each.
But we also carry an extra...
fresh water can be a big factor for us. If we aren't able to go off and get more water, then that can
we also carry an extra 10 gallons of water via just different jugs of water and gallons of water just to have.
Right.
So we did just fine off of, and plus a lot of the ocean, so you could take a shower kind of in the sun.
We'll bring the spare water and use that more for things like drinking and stuff. Whereas the stuff that's on board, for running water, like for flushing the toilet or whatever you have to do on board.
Washing dishes, though. A lot of people will when they're boondocking, use less dishes but use paper or
it's
really
kind of a back and forth.
Rinse, right?
Yeah. Do you have? Is it better to put it in the trash, or is it better to use the water? It kind of just depends on where you're at. Because again, so where we were at in Creole at that one, for one example, they actually had a trash, but oftentimes it was overflowing.
Yeah.
Right. So why on earth would you take your trash and put it on top of all the trash that's falling out?
Right.
So then you just need to save it until you drive somewhere else and dump it somewhere else.
And we've bought the paper plates that you can burn
really cheap,
in the campfire.
Yeah.
And so
good fire starter.
Yeah. You buy the cheap ones that don't have a lot of ink and stuff all over.
As long as you're not buying styrofoam.
No styrofoam.
Don't burn the styrofoam, please.
Don't buy styrofoam.
But if you buy the paper plates, that's okay if you're allowed to have fires where you're at. I mean, in Colorado,
it's iffy.
That's pretty iffy a lot. But
on the beach in Louisiana, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
But that's, I mean, I think maybe we've said it before or not, but we use plant-based dishwashing soap. So as long as you're not dumping all kinds of food and crap, sometimes you can dump out the dishwater.
The water
because
part.
The water part.
Even if it's soapy water, but as long as it's not food,
Right.
If it's the right kind of soap, but I think that's an important point. It has to be the plant-based soap.
We spend twice as much money on our dish soap just so we can get that plant-based soap.
Yeah.
So just little things.
You're filtering out as best you can any food particles and just dumping the soapy water out.
Yeah. Yep. And then we've learned if it's not all greasy and yucky, take your rinse water, and that now becomes your dishwater.
Right.
There's all these little tricks.
Right. There's a lot of little things with dishes, just clean off your dishes. With a napkin, whatever, when you're done, that's immensely better. Lick it. That's immensely easier to wash those dishes then. Yeah. And we have in our RV sink, we put little plastic tubs in there, one for washing, one for rinsing, and you use as little water as you have to rinse them or scrub them off, and then you rinse them off with as little water as you can. And like April said, then you can use your rinse water as your dishwater next time.
Honesty too, even if you use a bleach rinse, because I know some people have done that, or just your soap rinse, you don't have to rinse the soap off completely because once it's dried, it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Didn't know that.
Especially bleach.
Yeah. Once it's dried, it's gone.
Right. And then the other water hints are so showers. Maybe when you're boondocking, you're doing more sponge baths than you are full out showers. Or we take quick showers. We have the water on for a few minutes, but we collect it in a tub, and then that tub we can use in the toilet when we need to have water for the toilet instead.
So because you have a Class A, and Class A's are going to have more of a freshwater tank than ours.
Yeah. So I have a little bit more ability to take a shower, but even then we'll do it every other day or so.
We'll
they're fast.
Rinse off, turn the water off, lather up, rinse off, water off. So it's real quick.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because you can roll through even 100 gallons of water. Sounds like a lot.
No.
But if you're showering, I mean, how much how much water goes down the drain when you shower?
I have to say, you shower like Shuku. So there's a quick story. Before when we had our Sticks and Bricks house, we had an exchange student stay with us, and he was from Tanzania. And that the way he showered was that's how you do it. Is you turn the water on. You take your rinse off, you turn it off, you soap up, you turn it on, you rinse off. It's always on and off. And we even told him that you could just keep the shower on the whole time. No. And you can hear it. The water goes off. goes on, goes off, goes on, goes off.
Good for the earth.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Conserve the water.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
then to your point earlier, and a lot of people do this, they carry the containers of water so they can use those for drinking water or
making
cooking
coffee,
or making coffee or some people even like when they rinse off their toothbrush or something like that.
Sure.
Absolutely. So that's another way to help conserve your water, especially if you have a 35 gallon tank.
Yes.
And I think a lot of it kind of comes down to your mindset too, as to what you really want and what you enjoy in it. So if this just makes you like completely stressed out and you're not going to enjoy living in an
Then
RV, don't do this.
Yeah.
There's
Don't
times
boondock.
when we're kind of done with it and I want to plug in. And when we go to some campgrounds, sometimes, for example, Lake Gunnersville, and we're there for an entire month, like it's
with full hookups.
awesome.
It's like luxury.
Labs, lap of luxury.
It was when we went boondocking, and then we went to a campground for like 3 days, and we did laundry, and we took long showers, and we had everything plugged in. It was like, wow.
Enjoy what you enjoy what you have at that moment.
Absolutely.
So like you're sacrificing one thing boondocking and you're sacrificing something else when you're at an RV park. Like that's the way life is, period.
Yeah.
So
It's all trade-offs.
Yeah.